Hello and welcome to the Cryptocurrency News channel. As the year is ending, I'm going to publicly answer for everyone probably the three most asked questions on my stream because I get asked these every single day. So we'll go in order. One of the most popular I get asked is, when is X coin getting listed on Coinbase? And a lot of sometimes it's Vechain, it was Cardano, and then like it's other coins as well, or ICX. And really, the hell if I know, man. If I knew, I would buy them right before and then make videos laughing at everyone who didn't know. But since I don't actually know, I can't actually do that. I do not work for Coinbase. I do not have inside information, as some YouTubers claim to actually have, which always turns out to be wrong, basically. And I have no idea when Coinbase is going to list coins. My guess is if there's a rumor that they're listing an ERC20 coin, they're probably going to list that ERC20 coin because they're in love with ERC20. If that coin, however, is not ERC20, there's probably a good chance that that rumor is fake. Now, they have listed a couple of non-ERC20 coins like Cardano, but it takes them literally forever to do so, whereas ERC20 coins, such as Shiba Inu, no problem. We will list it right away, no matter how garbage that coin actually is. So that's the answer to the first question. When is X coin getting listed on Coinbase? I don't know, but if it's ERC20, probably soon. The second question is Bitcoin going up or down? Or is any coin going up or down? You see, I have a crystal ball. Actually, I don't have a crystal ball. And I don't really try to pretend to know. And you know what? I can read the TA stuff, but TA has basically been just about as reliable as me flipping a coin. So the hell if I know. And in fact, to decide this, you should get a fair coin, flip it. If it's heads, it's going up. Tails, it's going down. Because that scientific methodology of guessing is just as good as any TA analyst at this point if it's going up or down. You can look at the EMAs and the SMAs and everything else, but you know what I've realized the last couple of months after doing like the TA reports every day? It changes every single day. So like what happened yesterday generally does not flow into what happens today, especially on the daily. On the weekly and the monthly, it's a little bit more reliable, but those are long-term bets, and most crypto investors are degenerate gamblers, so they want to know on the 5-minute candle. So TA is kind of been worthless for that lately, and even on the daily candle, TA has been kind of worthless on that. So I really don't know if Bitcoin is going up or down, and that's a dumb question because the market isn't rational. You cannot deduce by any mathematical method 100% or even 70% whether it's going up or down. That's why, DCA investors, on the whole, tend to do a lot better than people who use TA or any other strategy to time the peaks and the troughs, because no one really knows what's actually going on with the market. They've actually done studies with this, and the ones that come out on top are the DCA investors who DCA in and then DCA out once they reach their goals. So yeah. If you ask me when Bitcoin is going up or down, I will give you my opinion, but there's a 50% chance that my opinion will be wrong. Just like there's a 50% chance that any YouTuber's opinion will be wrong, including the best Wall Street analyst. Did you know that they actually did a test once with the 5 best Wall Street technical analysts and fundamental analysts versus a guy randomly throwing darts? They actually wanted to use a monkey throwing darts, but that's like animal cruelty for some reason, so they had to use a man throwing darts, because we don't really care if we're cruel to people, we just care if we're cruel to monkeys. Anyways, what ended up happening is, yes, the Wall Street analysts did end up being right more than the guy throwing random darts, but not by a whole lot. The Wall Street analysts were roughly right better 60% of the time, but that means the guy randomly throwing darts was actually right 40% of the time, or better than them 40% of the time. And there's also the fact that about 95% of market predictors and analysts generally do not beat the S&P 500 index. So despite like all the mathematical tools they use, despite all the analytical TA they use, they generally can't beat the market average, and they're generally not very good at predicting, no matter how elite they actually claim to be. If you throw darts, you will beat them roughly 40% of the time, and probably even more so in crypto, because crypto is less rational than the actual market. So If you want to ask someone, is Bitcoin going up or down tomorrow, you might as well throw darts with one side being yes and the other side being no. The third one is, what's the best investing strategy? This one I actually do have an answer to. No, it is not to leverage. It is not to play margins or futures. It is not to play derivatives. Futures, look, let me tell you guys something. The derivatives market in crypto right now is not really for the small retail investors. It's really for the fat cats to manipulate the market without actually having to own that much Bitcoin. Because you don't think about these things, but you can leverage 1 to 30, and if you have 1 Bitcoin of collateral, you can leverage 30 Bitcoins. But you don't have that much collateral. They have hundreds of Bitcoins of collateral, and therefore they can leverage thousands or possibly tens of thousands of Bitcoin, and that can easily influence the market. Your 30 Bitcoins are not going to influence the market. Their 5,000 Bitcoins are actually going to influence the market. And the thing is, you don't want to do margins because you will get margin called if you predict wrong. And like we said in the last segment, you are very likely to predict wrong, roughly at least 4 out of 10 times if you are the best trader in the world. Since you are not the best trader in the world and you just think you are probably going to get it wrong more than 40% of the time. Same thing with leverage. If you leverage 100 to 1, if it moves 1% the other way, you get liquidated. And it is near impossible to predict if it's going to move 1% this way or 1% that way, because these things move on the flick of a wrist. You know, I've seen TA analysts be wrong like hundreds of times, regardless of which ones. Everyone loved Plan B, but Plan B was wrong the last 2 months. Like all these famous YouTube and Twitter TA analysts, no one really remembers the times they're wrong, but they're actually wrong probably more often than they're actually right. So not a very good strategy if you want to do 100x leverage, because you will likely get liquidated and lose all your money. The best strategy on a consistent basis has actually to be do some research into coins that you actually believe in, and then DCA into those coins up until you get to a certain price point that you've predetermined. And then after that price point, start DCAing out. After another price point, which is higher that you've set, start DCAing out down to that price point. And that has consistently gotten people better gains than margins, leverage, or any kind of derivatives play or day trading. The vast majority of day traders lose because they try to time like little tops and little bottoms, and they fail. But long-term investing, so you're not really nervous about day-to-day movements and you're not worried about getting liquidated or margin called out, that is the best strategy. So number 3, I've answered your question. The first 2, the hell if I know. So that is the news for today. Let me know what you think, like and subscribe, and hit that bell notifications button. Thank you and have a nice day.